flicker and how they fade, then they vanish all at once. And the fire burned, let the fire burn, the fire burn. Old shadow, there is nothing new here, there is nothing new here. Old shadow, there is nothing new here, there is nothing new here. And the fire burn, let the fire burn, the fire burn, and made me light.
That's the amazing Hannah Haas, Haas, Hannah Haas, my friend, an angel from up north that flew all the way down here to be part of this. So, thank you. Welcome to the solstice, everybody. We're here to bring in the new light. And for whatever this year has been, which has been very intense, it's a beginning of a new cycle. And officially on the solstice, which is when astronomically the sun is in 0 degrees Capricorn 0, right? 0, 0 Capricorn. Summer solstice is 0 Cancer 0, right? So it's the opposite. And the equinoxes are 0 Aries 0 spring equinox, and Libra 0 Libra for the fall equinox. And I love the clocks, the cosmic clocks of the universe that are telling us what time it is. And they're moving all like little mechanisms, like inside if you open up a watch, and there's all those little gears, right, that are going, big gears and littler and littler and littler gears. And the sky is like that. It's moving and it's telling stories. And so many of our Stonehenges and pyramids, right, and all these ancient structures that are still standing, we're measuring solstices, North Star, all these kinds of things, but they change a little bit over 20,000 years. They all kind of move. And so those things don't quite line up anymore. And I think that part of why people didn't know what they were is because they're not quite in phase any longer, right? But they were for thousands of years. So here we are at 0 Capricorn 0 to bring in the new light. And so this is such a powerful, powerful time of year because it is the true New Year. It is what all the traditions of New Year are built on, of making New Year's resolutions, right? Is this day. And we do it just a few days, another week later or so, we come into the New Year that we all recognize as the New Year. But it's really right now. And so it's extra powerful. And so you can make an intention that sets the tone for the year, and from a soul place, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight in our meditation, is to be given a spiritual design for the next whole 365 days of the year till the next solstice. So it's very powerful to do. And you have to try not to think about it too much, or pick something that you like. when we go into the meditation, you'll see I'll guide you through it so that I'll help you remember that, because we want to invent what we think it should be given our circumstances, right? And we know, oh, I need to practice more patience, so I'll pick patience. Or I want to find love, and so it's love. But this is soul given. And so it's coming through the crown and kind of implanted into the self to use for the whole year as it sort of unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. So in my house, I have a balcony that faces west, which is what we're facing right now. And I watch all year long. I get to watch the sunset, the sunset, the sunset, the sunset. And I have little crystals on the balcony for summer solstice, winter solstice, the equinoxes. And when it touches, you see it kind of lights up, right? So we're at the winter solstice. And you can do that at your house. If you have a western-facing wall, you can actually measure it out so you can see what time it is by nature. It's telling you. So it's my own little kind of pyramid on my balcony. And it's very good to kind of get in tune with the season and link up with bigger things than our little worlds. You know, we're all just like fussing around down here, struggling around down here, trying to figure everything out and, you know, and battling each other and having wars, you know, and almost civil wars sometimes these days. You know, there's so much tension there. And when you connect, like at the full moons, the new moons, and these great bigger pulses of the summer solstice, winter solstice, you're connecting to something bigger than you are, than we are. And you get to be soul impressed. And it's such a powerful thing. So I'm so happy you're all here. And I know there's a lot of people already there. I was looking online and I saw a whole bunch of people online already. So that was really nice. And some very dear friends from all around the world. And we're here, ourselves here with all of you. So thank you for that. So the exact, by the way, time of the solstice is tonight at 8:19. So just a little bit after this is exactly 0, Capricorn 0. So that's something to know too. So you can just touch in. So we're right in time, on time for this particular solstice. We're coming into 2020. And I like it because it reminds me of 2020 vision, you know, and having vision. And kind of working with vision and having vision at a time when it's kind of murky out there. As there's a lot of cross energies, but also cross, you know, like angry, cross. There's a lot of dissonance. And we need vision right now. We need to keep it up and lift it up and lift ourselves up. And to help whatever's trying to happen on the planet right now, to help that happen in a way that is beneficial to all. And so our personal consciousness really matters. And so when we go into the meditation in a bit, I'm going to guide you through it so that you kind of erase the board of your thinking. And even right now, as you can't help but think of, it's like, don't think of the word. You know, how do you not, right? It's already, things are popping in your mind. Is it this one? Is it that one? It just comes up and you can't help it. And it's normal. Our brain is a thought-making machine, right? It really is. That's what it does. And so it can't help but don't think about pink elephants. You must visualize a pink elephant and not think of one. So, but I'll help you, remind you to erase the board. Because how you're going to know that it's the word, or the phrase, because sometimes it's a phrase that you're given, is it will come in surprisingly somehow, either as absolute concrete, you know, like a piano falling on your head, bam, or a lightning bolt into your eyes, or I have so many times in mine seen it written. I see it, it's like inscribed in front of my eyes, and I love letters and I love writing, and so for me, of course, it would come in writing, you know, that's kind of lit up, you know, but you'll get it differently. It won't be like a regular thought. It won't be like things we think of that are kind of dry. it has a kind of different quality about it, and I don't want to put too much words on that because it really is, it's a feeling. You might just in your body, you know. It's something that is unique, different than our regular thoughts that we're having right now. We're thinking, and it's not like that. And that's how you'll know. And the other way you'll know is it's always full of love. There's no way to not know that because it's like a love drop. It loves you. Your soul loves you. And when it comes in like water if you're in the desert. It's received by the body in the same way, and you'll know it. You'll go, oh, that's it. But it's not, that's a good one. That's a good idea. That would be helpful. It's not like that. And in the year, then what happens is we have this whole year to play with it and open it up like a package that keeps opening, though. And we think, on one hand, that, you know, we understand what that word is, like if your word might be love, which a lot of times love is often what our next step is, to love better, love more. And we think, I know what love is. Everybody knows what, you know, I know what that is. And we think we understand that word, but as the year unfolds, it keeps opening up. So it's an interesting practice to work with as it kind of develops over the year. I call them spiritual prescriptions, because what it is it's something that sort of is like a time-released vitamin. It keeps opening up as the year goes on, so that by the end of it, and after we're done here, we're going to talk about our last year's word. You have maybe a very different position about it than when you began, even the word love. Right? So it's fascinating. And at times you're going to think, I don't know where I am with this. It doesn't mean anything to me particularly. It's just a word, and you feel as far away from home as you can be about it. But you'll know. And it's really good to work with somebody or tell somebody, like share, like you have a friend that's doing this too. It's good to talk about it because, you know, if it's just in your own head, you might not realize how profound it really is. And if you don't have somebody to talk about it with, like journal about it. You know, as the year goes on, like keep checking in. Every month, check in again. Now how am I with this word? I use my word that or the phrase that I'm using all year long. I check in every day. Now where I am. Where am I now? Where am I? Because I really take it seriously. This is a spiritual practice. That I'm learning what this word means, really. And so the words are beautiful. And last year I hung all our words, we wrote them on little cards, and I hung them out on my tree out there. And the words are so beautiful, like open heart, things like that, right? Open mind, freedom, joy, play, you know, whatever it is, but you'll know. And just let it come to you as we're sitting. And probably most of the things you're thinking aren't it. Sometimes it is, but it's rarely. And sometimes you think you'll have the words 3 weeks before the thing starts, and sometimes that's true. But it'll still augment a little bit when you're in the meditation, like something different will maybe develop out of it, like another word with it that stretches it, because the ego will want it to be what it wants it to be. So I want you to just drop it as much as you can when we go into the meditation. So, how to recognize your soul word. I wrote, it always feels like love. There's no critique behind it. You're not this, so you need this. It's never like that. It's just like this gift that we get. And it becomes a kind of a relationship, especially if you keep checking in with it like I do. You keep checking in with it, then it's like your friend. You get to know this word that you're going to get. So I think we're just going to go in and let's start to play with it. So get comfortable. I'm going to light our beautiful, you should see our beautiful altar that we made. It's all pink roses and love candles from Laura and a Christmas wreath and a lotus. It sort of covers all the bases. And I love love these little, these are like when we had when I was a little girl in Germany. Yeah. Yeah. So, sitting up straight. So you just want your body upright and just clear your mind. Soul guided, right? That's what we're learning more and more, to be soul guided, to be soul inspired. And just slowly find your breath and hook up with your breath. For the breath is the bridge between the soul and the self. And it starts to link you with spirit whenever you take a conscious breath. And so begin by taking several deep breaths through your nose to harmonize the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, into the vibration of the breath connected to the soul. And just know there's a lot of others that are meditating with us, that are holding this light like we are, our little single candle, a single point of light in the dark on this darkest night. And just in your mind's eye, just kind of feeling this, what winter solstice is, which is the least light, right? And as of 8:19 tonight, the light starts to change and starts to increase. So from summer solstice to winter solstice, the light is becoming less and less. And now at the nadir, at the darkest, we begin to take those steps one day after another towards increased light until we touch the summer solstice when it is the most light. And it's this beautiful dance in the sky, solstice to solstice. So on this day of least light in our hemisphere, I have to say that, right? We begin to become one with the silence and the stillness of O holy night. This holy night, this holy moment. And you begin to gently become aware of your heart center. The heart becomes open. The heart is receiving. And then feel the head center open. And make a link from your heart to your head center. From your heart to your head center, feel a line of light. All the way to the crown, to the top of your head. So the crown chakra opens, the heart chakras open. And then gently become aware, about 6 inches above your head, of the soul point in that alignment. And feel, sense the overlighting soul. Having access through the crown. So the crown opens. Feel the crown open like a camera aperture. Feel it open. And be available to that light from the soul. And then begin to just clear your mind. Erase the board of all the thoughts of the moment right now. To not think any thought at all. But to let yourself just simply be receptive. To be receptive. And to allow yourself to be influenced by your own soul, or your higher self. And as you empty, like you're pouring out an urn, right? And then the urn is empty and receptive and receiving. It can be filled again. So we release the last year. We release even the word that we were working with, to make ourselves open and receptive to what the new next step is. Spiritually. Your spiritual next step. And so keep clearing, 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 emptying the mind. I always see snow at this time of year. This feels like snow, like there's snowfall. And you know when there's snow, how quiet it gets. So still, so still. And it gets more and more still. And I'm going to give us all some moments of silence to see what comes. And to become more and more still within yourself. Letting yourself receive this gift. Let it be given. Don't think. More and more still. Like you'll sit here for a year if it takes a year. Keep trying it on if you get it. Once you get it, if you do. Try it again. See, is that it? You'll know. You'll feel it. There'll be light around it. And if you already have it, just sit with it as the gift that it is. And let it already begin its permeation into your consciousness, like an impression that's beginning now. And if you're waiting, just hold just some more moments. Keep emptying the mind. You can tell the difference because the mind will generate. And just let it get quieter and quieter. Shh. To the mind. And let it land. Like it's coming down an elevator into your mind and then into your heart. How you know is it goes into your heart. It goes to the mind too, but how you know is it lands into the heart. Let it drop down if it fits into the heart. If it's not, it'll just kind of get spit back out. Let it land into your heart. And if you've got it, just breathe it in. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Don't think about it. Don't try to figure out why. Just know that it's soul given. Soul given. And it's to work with. It's your practice. Receive it. Because here we go into this big year coming. This is going to be a very, very important year for the whole world. And this is your spiritual practice. given to you by your higher knowing, by the soul. So let it be received. And if for any reason it's not coming through perfectly clear right this moment, let it come in the next hour, hours. It will. And then work with it. But likely it has come through. You might have questioned it, and so it gets kind of pushed back out again. But see if you can just trust that for whatever reason, that's it. And you'll discover what it means over this year. And that's the fun of it, right? To discover, what does this even mean? Good. Good. And then when you're ready to, letting your breath get deeper and fuller. And just inside your heart now, silent Om. Take a breath, inhale for a silent Om. Grounding it, making it intrinsic to you, part of you, welcoming it, and the discovery that comes with it. Good. And when you're ready to, just gently starting to transition out of this meditation. Write it down. This is the first time we've done this solstice like this. We usually do it in a great big hall with a lot of people. So this is a little small group today, but it's kind of I've never put it out either. So it's maybe the same ultimately, because you're all out there. So I'm so happy you're part of it. And so write it down. Put it somewhere where you see it. Write it on your mirror. I write notes to myself in lipstick on my mirror in the bathroom. It's a good way to do it. You can write it on a note card. You can, write it on your arm like I do. You can write it in your journal. But you want to interact with it, right? That's the idea, is to keep it lively so that it's alive in your awareness and that you're actually playing with it all year long. And if you know anybody to talk to about it, ask, how are you doing with that? Where is it now? Right? Keep playing with it. And we've been, last year I was writing it on my credit card statement. When you you do a check and you just write the word down, nobody knows, right? You just write love as my signature, basically, right? So just playing with it in whatever way you will, but you're trying to bring it to your own attention. I mean, that's the whole point of this, is to bring it to your own attention so that you keep it lively. And so that's it. And I'd love to hear from you if you want to share your words. I always love to do that in some way. You can put them on the Facebook feed or something, or just write me if you want to be private with it. But it helps other people kind of tune into theirs, or it might help them remember, or help others to spark it in themselves. Because, even if you didn't get it right this minute, you will. Just keep being open to it, like in your dream tonight, right? But probably you got it right now. That's my feeling. I can feel like our group did. I can feel it in this room. So thank you for being part of this. And as we go out today, we're having my beautiful Aaron. He's wrote a song for the solstice also. So I have my beautiful friends here. I just can't believe it, for tonight. So yeah. Oh yeah.
can't hide the light in you. It's even there on those weary days that are much darker than you'd like to see. But if you just take a peek inside you, you'd see you've got your own shining light. Ooh, there's light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. Even at night, there's light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. Even if you try your very best to hide, it's plain in view. There's light in you. And even if you try your very best to hide, it's plain in view. There's light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. Even at night, there's light in you. No, you can't hide the light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. Ooh, there's light in you. No, you can't hide the light in you.
On that note, that was Aaron Goldberg and Hannah Haas. We will see you next year at the next solstice. Thank you for everything. I'll put their names on my feed so you can, if you want to look them up. They're both amazing, amazing artists, open hearts. We are open hearts. That's what this is all about, is to practice love, right? It's all about love. That's my new saying, is love is how. And when in doubt, love is how, right? And here we are, and Ginger playing for us before. We've had a lot of music tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being part of this. We'll see you on the big around.